Hi, a bunch of you have probably seen my pictures all over this page, but I do have a name, and my name is Omotola Elizabeth Rain Okeowo. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about if we're still a brand, where's the content, and what are we up to, and I'm just here to give you a little update. So we're literally just going through our own reflection phase. It was 1 year of running the Activewear, and we're just trying to evolve from where we were last year. I always tell people a lot of things happens behind an Instagram page, and I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of behind the scenes as I take on the role of the brand strategist. This rebrand is already a work in progress, and I'm just going to tell you what we have done so far with the brand, even though it's not visible on the Instagram page yet. Shall we begin? So right now the page kind of looks all over the place. It doesn't have a color theme. So the first thing we did as a brand was to take a look at our logo, check out our color palette. Having a color palette also helps us choose how we're going to design the website. Having the color helped us to dictate the pieces we wanted to introduce next because we wanted it to align with the color. Remember, we're trying to build a brand identity. We already have our customer base, but how do we reach people from the outside? How do we make the people outside trust us? That's what we're trying to work on. So the first thing that we came up with was the name for the new collection. So the name of our new collection is Evolve, which means rebrand, how you're able to transform. After picking out the color palette, after picking out the clothes, we're like, okay, what is the best next thing to do? A photo shoot. And so I took a trip to Lagos, and one of the things I really wanted to achieve for the brand was an actual photo shoot. I moved away from Nigeria a long time ago, so I didn't think there was anyone I could reach out to help out with photo shoots. And so I called my cousin, is there anyone you think can come through for a photo shoot? She's like, oh, the person's not going to be around till end of December. I'm like, oh, that works. We looked for different photographers, and we actually found one, and they sent us the first photo. It looked exactly like what the brand wanted to achieve. And we placed the order for our products and started to wait for the products. A crazy thing did happen while we're in Lagos, right? So we couldn't pick a day for the photo shoot because we were expecting the products. I'm just going to use dates. I moved my flight to 29th of December in hopes that we'll be able to do the photo shoot and finish everything before I leave back for America. On the 27th of December at night, I'm like, okay, the products are not here. Let me just move my ticket one more day. So I moved my ticket to the 30th in hopes that anything can happen. And so on the 28th in the evening, my mom texts me and says, your package is ready for pickup. And as soon as they delivered the package, I reached out to the photographer like, hey, can we shoot tomorrow? And this is a busy photographer. But then he says, yes, we can. And I was just like, God is real. I'm like, okay, let me call my cousin. I call my cousin like, hey, can your friend come out tomorrow? And she's like, oh, my friend actually has a wedding this weekend, but you know, let me call her to ask her. Fortunately for me, she happened to be free on Saturday, and the wedding she had was on Sunday. Then again, I'm like, God is real. And so the next morning, I put together the clothes because it was very impromptu. I couldn't get a second model, so I was like, okay, worst case scenario, Princess is just gonna wear everything. I just want to coordinate and then make sure that I get clips of the BTS. That was the plan. Saturday morning, I speak with the model like, hey, she's like, oh, are we gonna have a makeup artist? We were supposed to have a makeup artist, but because of how short notice it was, I couldn't get anyone. So my sister called me like, hey, what time is your shoot? I said 12 o'clock. She's like, okay, I'm gonna pick you up. We're going around Chevron. And I'm like, oh, wait. My sister had a makeup artist around her. And I'm like, oh, do you think Ayomide is gonna be able to come through today? And then she's like, oh, she actually has a place she's going. And I'm like, no, what? It's going to be an athletic shoot anyway. We don't need to wear no heavy makeup, but I just wanted everything to look a little bit more professional since now we're putting in effort. She just called me back like, hey, the person she's trying to go meet hasn't said anything to her, so she's going to be able to come. I was like, God is real. And my sister picked me up, and we all went to the shoot. Ayomide was there, and then we waited for Princess to come. Princess came. I'm just like, I'm not modeling. But my sister's like, okay, if you don't model, you literally have 4 hours to shoot. How do you think she's gonna be able to do everything in 4 hours? And I'm just like, okay, but I don't have makeup on. Then the photographer was like, what do you need makeup for? And so they convinced me. So yes, you will be seeing my face on the website, okay? I modeled. When there's photo shoots, I'm usually cranky and everything always just looks like a mismatch, but this day felt ordained by God. And when I tell you, Princess came with the best energy ever. I'm not even joking. The energy of the photographers, they were fantastic. So Princess and I started modeling. We had great chemistry. The only thing was the height difference. So we had to do a bunch of photos on the floor. She's hella tall. Princess aced it, and then the photographers were extremely patient. And even when there was one particular photo I wanted us to achieve for the brand, we were even done shooting, they were like, ER, find the photo, we're gonna shoot it. And we found the photo. Princess and I had to go change and make sure that we took that exact picture that I wanted. So shout out to everyone who was a part of the photo shoot. It was super easy. Everybody in the studio was there to assist. It was beautiful, and that was the one thing I wanted to achieve in Lagos that I was happy I achieved a day before I left Lagos. Since I had the photos now, designing the website was no longer an excuse, so I had to do things differently, make it easy for the user experience, and also for everything to like match, to see how we can make the pictures in alignment with exactly what we're trying to achieve. And so after doing that website thing, I'm like, okay, we need lifestyle photos. Who can I reach out to? Because in America, I don't really have a lot of people. I'm like, I'm gonna call one of the most creative people I know that can help me out anytime I'm having a brain freeze. And fortunately for me, the person happens to be my cousin. I pick up my phone, I call Lekon. I'm like, Lekon, we're about to launch Evolve collection, and this is what we've done so far, and this is what I want us to do. But the thing with Lekon is if you want to go and meet Lekon has his demands if he's going to be a part of something. But guess what? I was very prepared for anything he came with, because this time we already tried investing in products and we saw how that worked out. So we were ready to invest in the branding. It's like, okay, if we're going to do a shoot, you're going to need models. We're going to need a videographer. We're going to need a photographer. Then we need to make socks. You need to make a cap. You need to make a dish. Things I didn't plan. From nowhere, like I said, we had to do it. And I'm like, that's not a problem. Because another good thing about me, I'd say, I'm always very prepared for like things ahead. Obviously, I own a brand. I intend expanding. Being resourceful is not a problem for me. None of that was hard. I just went straight to doing what Lekon wanted as soon as he asked. They did their thing. I sent him the photos. After doing that, it's like, okay, you gotta come to Paris. So Lekon is a stylist, is a photographer, is a videographer, is an artist, is a creative as a whole. And so I'm trying to make the thank you cards for Evolve, and it dawned on me that I didn't have any logo for Evolve. So I reached out to him. It sent me a logo right back. I went straight to making like the thank you cards. After reaching out to Lekon, I had to look for like a social media manager, because we're about to launch a new collection. Everyone is already part of something outside of social media right now. So I went straight to Upwork and Fiverr to go look for a social media manager. This might be a little bit hectic if you don't like doing research, but I searched, I found someone that was in line with exactly what we wanted to achieve, and I handed over the social media pages to them. And also, everything I'm summarizing actually sounds really easy, but what you're not seeing right now is the amount of crash outs that happened along the line, the amount of tears that had to happen over meeting up a deadline, the amount of disappointments that we had to make up for along the way. These are the things that we've been able to do behind the scenes. Elizabeth Rainh is going to Paris to do our lifestyle photos. Let's see what Lekon has for us. Hopefully it's not going to be too crazy, because Lekon, his creativity and my creativity, my own creativity is here. His own is here. And he's a Gen Z, I'm a millennial. So the way he reasons and the way I reason, it clashes sometimes, but we figure it out anyway. So let's go to Paris. Elizabeth Rainh is coming